Welcome to Unit 10, Lecture 3 on cloud identification. Now that we talked about how they formed, either by advective cooling or by lifting, we're going to take a look at the 10 different types of clouds and some of the interesting things that go with them. First up are the stratus clouds. Stratus means flat, so they are long, flat, uniform clouds. They are low clouds, 500 to 2,000 meters. They make a layer across the sky, and it's really, they form where a layer of warm, moist air lies above a layer of cooler air. And so they make this long, flat pattern. You can kind of see they're almost like long sheets of clouds right there. And these are kind of like stratus clouds that are starting to break up. So usually you see these on mostly cloudy days or overcast days. Alright, there's very little precipitation found with the normal stratus clouds, however. The next cloud is part of the stratus family, and that is the Nimbostratus clouds. And anytime you see nimbo, you should expect rain. And Nimbostratus clouds are dark, flat stratus clouds, so they're still stratus clouds, but they can cause heavy precipitation. Again, they're low, a little bit higher than regular stratus, 1,000 to 1,500 meters, but still lower altitudes, and they can even be a little lower than that. And they're usually a dark gray color and can produce wide areas of rainfall, rainfall over 50, 100 miles or so. And that rain can be kind of heavy at times as well. So long, drawn-out downpours that just seem to last all day long. Those are usually Nimbostratus clouds above you. Third type, the Altostratus clouds. Alto generally means a little higher. So the Altostratus clouds, they're again layered clouds. They form in the middle altitudes. I should say altitudes. The middle altitudes, 4 to 6,000 meters up. Alright, and again, they look kind of like the stratus clouds, but they look a little higher, and you can see the different rows and everything. So they're thinner than the lower stratus clouds and produce very, very little precipitation, maybe a passing shower here or there. But you got long rows that they're sheet-like, but you can tell they're a little bit higher up and a little bit thinner. Now we come to the fun clouds. And the fun clouds are called cumulus clouds. Cumulus clouds are what I like to call cloud-shaped clouds, because they're the clouds that you can find cloud shapes in. They're in the low to mid altitudes, around 2,000 meters or so, can be up a little higher. They're billowy and pillowy clouds. They have a cotton top and they could have a dark bottom on them. Like I said, they're the one that you see cloud shapes in, and this happens usually when you have warm, moist air rising and cooling kind of quickly. So you a lot of times see these with the lifting around mountains, depending on what the rest of the atmospheric conditions are like. These are the cumulus clouds, the ones that look puffy and soft and something you'd like to sleep in, and that you can see cloud shapes in. Also part of this family of clouds are the Cumulonimbus clouds, and there's that nimbus again, which nimbus, which implies rain. Alright, they are high, dark, tall storm clouds. They are also known as excuse me, also known as thunderheads. They are the ones that produce short bursts of really intense storms and produce lightning. They can start at 1,000 meters, could be the base of the cloud, and the top could be at 6,000 meters. They can span immense heights. These things are huge. They're accompanied by heavy rain, thunder, and lightning. Alright, so they're really big and tall. Rainy, big, and tall. They are storm clouds. They are the clouds tornadoes come from as well. So These are kind of dangerous. You see these on the horizon, you probably want to stop playing golf or whatever, as you're going to be in for what it could most likely be a thunderstorm or even a hailstorm, which we'll talk about later. Going up a little bit higher, the third type of cumulus cloud is the Altocumulus, higher than cumulus. Alright, they are cumulus clouds that start in the mid-altitudes around 4,000 meters high. And they're a lot like the regular cumulus clouds, but they're higher and smaller puffy clouds. You can sometimes see a shape in them, but they're higher up in the air than the regular cumulus clouds, and they look smaller. There are Stratocumulus clouds, which kind of combines the two main families of clouds we've talked about so far, those layered stratus clouds and the puffy cumulus clouds. And so these are puffy lines of clouds. They're relatively low, below 2,400 meters. And as the name implies, they're just a combination of the stratus clouds and the cumulus clouds. You can kind of see the rows and the puffiness all going on in there. Now we're getting to the high clouds. Alright, the clouds that are above 6,000 meters or higher. Most of these can sometimes be made of ice crystals, composed of ice crystals. And these first ones are cirrus clouds, and that's kind of like the start of a new family. We had the stratus family, which usually meant low layering clouds, and then the cumulus family, which were puffy clouds, and now these are the high icy crystal clouds. And so we're going to start with the cirrus. As I said, they're made mostly of ice crystals. They're feathery clouds. They have some of the highest altitudes, and they form around 6,000 meters. Next up is the Cirrocumulus clouds. Cirrocumulus clouds are rare. We don't see them all that often. We see them up in high altitudes, definitely above 6,000 meters, mostly above 7,000 meters, maybe as high as 9,000 meters up from the ground. They're composed entirely of ice crystals, which is why they're part of the cirrus family. And we usually only see them right before a snowfall or a rainfall, so they're kind of like leading the way for snow and rain. You'll just see them up there, little tiny, tiny puffs kind of grouped together, as you can see in there, and really, really far away. Finally, there's the Cirrostratus clouds. Cirrostratus clouds are pretty. They're long, thin, high, transparent. They it's almost like a sheet you can see through covering the sky. They're up between 6,000 and 9,000 meters, 6,000 and 9,000 meters as well. And if you see the sun or moon through this, it looks like they have a halo effect. They have this, kind of see it in the picture here, the little rainbow halo. It looks almost like one of those church picture halos around like Jesus or Mary or something, kind of with the sun instead of the holy person in the middle. And so you have that through the clouds. And those are the 10 types of clouds. And that is it for this lecture. We have one more where we'll talk about fog and then the 4 types of precipitation. And next thing you know, we'll be on to Unit 11, talking about weather. Keep on trucking, and we'll answer any questions you have in class. Have a good night.